Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio here at Lone Star Community Radio, irlonestar.com, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. This is Dick with Mornings with Lone Star. If you're hearing my voice, that means we are live on the air because I have special guests come in, so feel free to visit our YouTube channel to watch live. And today's going to be a lot of fun because it's going to be somewhat of a reoccurring guest we have. We have Elizabeth Woods over there from honormission.org or the Montgomery County Veterans Memorial Commission. There you go. Thank you. You're not on yet. I haven't put your mic on. People are going to think, oh my gosh. We have Elizabeth with us. What's going on, Elizabeth? It's good to see you.
Well, I'm wonderful. I'm great. I'm excited to talk about our upcoming event.
Yeah, you have a big event coming up May 10th at 10 o'clock a.m. over there at the, what do you call it now? The compound? Is that what we're calling it these days?
The park, but the Montgomery County Veterans
that's right.
Memorial
A park's
Park.
a better word for it. But if folks don't know, I'll put some links below for everything we're talking about today because we do have a full roundtable. So we're going to be talking about the Fallen Firefighter Memorial that's happening on May 10th. And, of course, this month on May 24th is Memorial Day. So you guys will be doing something special also that day, too. But today we're going to really focus on May 10th at 10 o'clock at the park, 10 a.m. at the park. It's an open invitation event. Not celebrating, but doing it for the Fallen Firefighters Memorial. A new thing y'all are doing.
It's a dedication. Yes, we'll be unveiling the monument, and we'll be dedicating it on that day and that morning at 10 a.m.
There you go. You know, it's funny when I saw that you guys were coming in. I was wondering, do you guys ever get tired of unveiling monuments and stuff?
Never. It will never end.
I feel like this is like the seventh one, and.
Well, if you count bridges and other structures, we actually have 13.
13. And then you get the building.
Never stop. Yeah. We have the building, and then we have the Gold Star Family Monument that will be upcoming as well.
Yeah. I got a lot. That's something I've got a lot going on. And so do you mind introducing the people who you brought with you today?
Absolutely. In front of me, I actually have Fire Chief for the Needham ESD 4, Fire Chief Kevin Hostler. And then I have a board member for the Montgomery County Veterans Memorial Commission, Sylvia Olszowy.
What's going on, guys? You can say hi.
Hi.
You can say a lot more than that.
Okay, well.
Well, Sylvia, tell me about what you do, because it looks like you're part of the park, because you have a shirt.
Yes. I'm on the board of directors.
Okay.
I have been since, since the beginning of all this. I just attend the meetings. I'm supportive. I love working with these people, Elizabeth especially. She's a go-getter and puts everybody at ease. And we have a wonderful board of directors. And we couldn't do it all without her or Judge Jimmy Edwards.
Did you just give yourself a compliment?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure you should.
She deserves
it. You should.
She's also on the committee.
I'm just trying to understand. Because when someone says I'm part of the board of directors, it's kind of like, all right, man. Like, where's your parking spot? We get it. All that kind of stuff. But I'm just kidding. I love what you guys are doing over there. So thank you so much for joining the conversation today. And then we have a fire chief.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so tell me about you.
Well, I am the chief of Needham Fire and Rescue. Of course, I get asked a lot, where's Needham?
I always ask that.
242 used to be called Needham Road back in the day. So that's where it came from, and we just keep that name because it's the history of that area. So we hang on to that. But I have the privilege of being the fire chief there.
Well, I guess what the first thing that came to my mind, because I'm not originally from Montgomery County, and when you see all the civil services going down here, everything's a little different because the county has some fire departments, and then cities have their own fire departments. And I was like, Needham, is that a town I don't know about? I'm like, because there's a lot of different small towns here. But you guys are part of Montgomery County's fire department.
We are part of Montgomery County Emergency Service District Number 4. We're an ESD.
Okay. See, I don't know anyhow what that meant. So that's why I was wondering.
It's been an interesting road. I started this journey in Montgomery County 40 years ago in New Caney.
Okay.
And we were primarily, the whole county back then was primarily volunteer, minus the city of Conroe.
Yeah.
And to see it progress to where it is today is truly amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Especially like I live off 2054, and they built a new fire department there, and
the citizens of this county are very privileged with the coverage that they have from the fire service as a whole, both county and municipal.
So when can you allow us to shoot fireworks then? Can we pass that around?
Okay, that's a conversation for the fire marshal.
Because I feel like the coverage is, you just said the coverages were privileged. So I'm like, all right, if we're good, so we can set fireworks off, right?
I try to stay in my lane. That's for the fire marshals to decide that one.
The only reason I asked that, because I know Elizabeth wants to set off fireworks for for these events
so
they
in my
throw. Because you look at that little lake, the little pond, you're like, where are the fireworks? Where, you had the planes. I've seen the planes.
Talk to the fire marshal about that.
I've seen the planes fly by. Where are the fireworks?
Well, planes, fireworks.
Where's the guy parachuting? We got to get that going.
Remember our cannon?
Yeah.
We actually just acquired a cannon, so for our event.
Was that from the Sons of the Republic?
No,
because that cannon's way too loud.
No, they have a cannon, Rolling Thunder, actually.
That's their cannon, right? Yeah, their cannon's way too loud.
We acquired a cannon, but we're getting training on that, following all the appropriate measures.
Yeah, it's still too loud. It's that other cannon is obnoxious. I don't understand why they do that. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those dudes?
Yes.
Yeah, every time they're out, I'm like, all right, when? Because they don't tell you when they're going to do it.
No, we announce.
No, you guys do. You put it in the program. But every other event, they don't tell you. And it'll just be random.
They should.
Oh, it's hilarious. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what the hell was that? And then it was Sons of the Republic up to their old stuff again. But let's talk about the Fallen Firefighters Memorial. So this is a whole new section from what I understand, correct?
That is correct. Well, we had the First Responders Plaza. We
Yes.
do honor we honor our veterans. We also honor our first responders. And we were contacted several years ago. Actually, Sylvia was on the board. And something else I also want to introduce into this conversation. Sylvia was a volunteer firefighter as well, and her husband was a firefighter as well. Yes, so it's very personal. So I don't want to speak on her behalf.
All right, Sylvia, let's take a step back. So your husband was a firefighter?
My husband was a volunteer firefighter.
Now, how do you stumble as a couple into that? Is that that's the ultimate couple move?
I can tell you right now how that happened. I would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and he's gone. Or on a Saturday morning, he's gone. And he was gone a lot.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to one of these meetings. I want to find out what's going on. And I went to a meeting, and I came home with a set of my own bunker gear.
They got you.
We thoroughly enjoyed it.
That's great. No,
and she didn't tell you, but they both volunteered at our department, at my department.
Really?
Yes.
We were around the corner, and we used to park the fire truck in front of our house on a Friday night when all the other volunteers, young men, going out to party, have a good time. And my husband and I would just sit and wait for a call, and it never failed us on a Friday night.
What?
Did you notice she said we? They both drove the fire truck.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm imagining date night. Or because every time there's a couple who's like, oh, what are we going to do together? What's the thing we do? Oh, we'll play golf together. Or, no, we're going to be volunteer firefighters. That's awesome.
It was
That's
hot.
what we did.
Hot dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hot date.
Well, that's awesome. I love this. This is good. Thank you for bringing that up, Elizabeth, because that's awesome. And so let's say May 10th at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Y'all are doing one of the services, and this is for the fallen firefighters.
That is correct. So just to go back to how it all occurred, the fire department contacted the board, and the statue actually used to reside at the Lone Star Convention Center.
Okay.
It was by itself. It was wonderful, but it didn't have as much visibility that it could now have at the park.
So that's what you guys are doing now, is poaching other people's statues?
No, we just say yes always to honor our.
No, I feel like Sylvia over here goes, we need to move that statue.
Well, we were approached.
When the statue was originally put in, Chief Hostler and other fire departments raised some money to sell bricks, and the bricks had the names of in honor of or in memory of or just a name to sell bricks fundraiser for that statue. And so there was, correct me, Kevin, there was another statue prior to that.
Yeah, it really wasn't a statue. It was a little monument. It had a little brass plaque on it, and it was real small. It was probably only about 3.5, 4 foot tall. But it had started to show its age, and it really needed to have some attention to it. So we kind of tore that one down. There's pieces of that memorial that are still today on this one. So we kind of took that one, tore it down. We raised some money, and through the Montgomery County Fire Chiefs Association, we got permission to put it at the Lone Star Convention Center. And we put it there, and it resided there for several years. But then we were approached about putting it where it could be more visible. So that's when we started having the conversations that led us to where we are today.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a bunch of people visit that park. It's kind of it's going to become a hot destination spot, especially when that building gets done.
Already, just bigger.
Is my room ready yet?
Yeah, almost.
They're giving me a
months,
basement spot. Yeah, like kind of like Bruce Wayne, Batman kind of stuff.
We don't have a basement.
Like I drive through the water, and that's my spot.
Yes, but we do want to thank our commissioners and commissioners court, because we did have to approach them and we asked them if it was okay for us to move it. They not only support us, they were on board and assisting
there was a
in moving
whole lot
it.
of moving parts to this whole thing.
Absolutely.
Isn't that weird?
County judge, from the county judge, county commissioners, our local law enforcement officers and agencies that helped us, of course, the local fire departments, the Veterans Commission. There was just so many people that came together, and there are even more people that volunteered their time and their services, and companies that volunteered into this to really make it possible. It was quite amazing to see everybody come together.
Absolutely.
So.
And quickly after a period
yeah.
of time, that when we finally decided to do it, and it kind of snowballed into what we have today. Not only that, the statue is in place, but we've added on to it.
Okay.
It's not modernized, but we've added on to the essence of what it is. Also, those bricks, we did not want to disturb them, so they are still located at the convention center. And then a bench, the Needham Fire Department actually they're dedicating a bench with the plaque still at the convention center, but then also we'll gear them toward the park to come and visit as well. And then we recreated those names on the panels, so much like the panels that we have for our veterans if they honorably served, and we put their name on and dedicate twice a year at the park. We actually mimicked that essence.
Oh, cool.
And then we transferred all of the same messages, names that were dedicated on those bricks are now going to be residing next to it. So now you'll have two areas where you can honor these men and women that served.
Would it be considered like a growing space?
Absolutely. I will quote our chairman of the boards, Judge Jimmy C. Edwards III, as to when we're asked, when are we finished? Never.
Okay.
We are never finished. We will always honor and grow. And with our building, it'll facilitate
now,
that.
on May 10th, is May 10th a significant day, or is this just the weekend that you knew was available?
Well, it's the weekend that was available.
Okay.
Typically for the fire service, the first weekend in May is when the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial in Emmitsburg, Virginia, has their big ceremony. So we definitely didn't want to coincide with that. So there were 4 or 5 days that were thrown out there.
Right.
But, after going through everything, looking at schedules, looking at what was going on in the county and other places, this was just the day we chose to what we thought would be better for everybody involved, even attendees.
And the date is 5/10/25 at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I put more information on location below, and it's just Is this kind of like one of the normal dedications you guys do? Like, is it, you have a program and people can see? And
Absolutely.
you can park underneath the 45.
Yes, you can park in the parking lot, the library parking
Yeah.
lot, which we share at the park. And remember, our location is 1776 Freedom Boulevard.
Yeah.
But you can also park at the park and ride for overflow parking. There's plenty of parking.
You see, I always park there because the library folks, they're a little territorial.
No,
I know. It's
They
like the
are
West Side
kind and
Story over
gracious
there.
neighbors.
I know they are. They have a show with us, so I always love seeing Brandy and them. But no, your events are very well organized too. Especially if you have any disabled folks come in. There's usually a golf cart.
absolutely. We have
around
several
and-
golf carts, ADA requirements. We
Yeah.
want to be cognizant that we want everyone to attend, and we want to facilitate that.
That's gonna be cool. And it starts at 10 o'clock, so you can show up around 9:15.
Absolutely.
And
I'll
find,
be there
find your
even
front row
earlier.
spot.
Absolutely. Please come and come early so that you can tour the park. There's so much to see, and there'll be so many people there.
Will there be a
so-
fire truck there?
I imagine there'll be a few.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying for the kiddos. I know it's
Absolutely.
it's a fallen dedication, but kids always love to see fire trucks.
Absolutely. And so a great way for the community to interact with their firefighters that serve every day and keep our community safe. So it'll be a great event.
What are the odds of me getting on a ladder?
Well, I know you won't be getting on mine.
Okay. We'll talk. We'll talk after the show. We'll talk after.
Mine's
the
in
show.
a body shop.
So I'm just gonna do a quick reminder on the 10th at 10 a.m. That's 1000 or it's
1000 hours.
1000 hours. All right. I'm not a military person at all, so it's happening at the actual honormission.org. Actually, at the park.
At the Montgomery County Veterans Memorial Park, 1776 Freedom Boulevard.
Yeah, it's actually happening there, and I've been there several times. I would get there at least 20 minutes early, folks, just so you can get parking, and you never know, because that whole area, I mean, something might be happening at the library. You never know what they're doing over there.
That's true. Well, that morning, some of them will probably be attending the
Yeah,
dedication,
true.
and we are good neighbors with our library.
Oh,
We
I know.
love
I'm
them
just giving
very
you a hard
much.
time. I like giving it a hard time. What's
And
wrong
give
with
yourself
that?
30 minutes so
we'll
you
also
can
have
walk
some
up.
seating available too.
Yeah.
Not
Absolutely.
a whole lot, but we will have some seating available.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had to give up my seat last time.
That's okay. That was
No, I didn't
very
like it. I was like, I don't care if he's disabled. Like, I was here first. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. No, 'cause I did. Well, the big event we went to. What was that for? Because that's when I met the first space
Okay.
Space Marine, not Space Marine.
Space recruit that was swearing in. Space Force recruit.
Yeah, I
that
read
was
my first
swearing
Space
in.
Force person because
That
I didn't
was
think they
Veterans
existed,
Day.
and it was Veterans Day. Okay,
Yes.
that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, well, you're not real.
Guess what? We're going to have over 30, about 35 currently, recruits swearing in for Memorial Day.
That's
so
cool.
that is part of our educational program to hear and see when they take the oath and what they're promising, what they're saying they're going to
Yeah.
do, that they are going to serve this country. It is quite a
We got it
quite
all
a
on
thing
video,
to hear
too.
and see. Absolutely, you can see it live on our website
Yep.
as well.
Oh, is the firefighter going to be live streamed too?
Yes, of
Wonderful.
course. Every event that we host at the park is live stream, and
Okay.
then we also have it on our website
Okay.
for repeat.
Yeah,
viewing.
I'll make sure to share the links to it's Facebook, YouTube, and all wherever it's going to be.
Thank you.
And then that way, people, if they cannot make it, but I encourage you to make it. But will there be coffee? Sometimes
might
there
have
is.
some coffee
McDonald's
there.
sometimes supports it, sometimes doesn't.
Absolutely, we are talking to them.
Yeah.
Actually, they're a neighbor
there's
as well.
Yeah, they're neighbors,
They're
so they
awesome.
usually are
They're a neighbor
there.
to the east, literally right next door.
Sometimes they're not, and I'm like, those stupid McDonald's people.
No, they're wonderful. We like that, and they bring cookies sometimes.
Oh yeah, they do. They really, I like it. But is there anything else we want to talk about?
Well, is there anything that either one of you want to say? I would love to make a mention of our Memorial Day as well.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the 24th,
Chief?
right?
No, I'm good. No.
Well, yeah, I do. I just want to throw out a little tidbit about those bricks.
Okay.
When they did the fundraiser for those bricks were actually first placed on Thompson Street in front of the courthouse.
Okay.
They were part of the road.
Wow.
Yes. Then City of Conroe needed to do repairs to the road, and Chief
Isn't that right
Hostler-
there? Like, is that where the other bricks are currently? Because there's only like that one section of the courthouse that's bricked. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the street.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The street, there's some bricks. So maybe okay, I'm just trying to visualize it
They
for me.
replaced it with something else, I'm sure.
Yeah. And there's a lot on those bricks. There's a lot of people that supported the fire department back then who are no longer with us.
Yeah.
There are fire departments on those bricks that are no longer with us in this county. There's at least 3 that I know of. You know, the River Plantation Fire Department. There's River Plantation, there's Cut and Shoot, Splendora. They were all merged into other ESDs for other departments, but it's still a part of Montgomery County's history.
Yeah, for sure.
And our fire service, and they're still on those bricks.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
And now you can see those bricks at the
Lone Star
Convention Center.
Mm-hmm. And then remember the messages on that will be at the park as well. So preserving the history is important for our community. We have to pass it on. We're not forgotten. They're not forgotten, and we will not allow it to be forgotten.
There you go.
Right.
That's pretty cool. The brick thing's neat because I remember y'all were telling about the story when y'all originally moved I wouldn't say park, but the dedication area. They had you basically had to take everything out and move it over.
That's correct. We did that for the firefighters.
Yeah.
We wanted to preserve the bricks. They were already moved once.
We wanted to preserve the bricks. We moved them once. When we built that concrete, we put them in. We were going to try to move them again. We broke 2 of the blanks that were in it to try to remove them. So instead of risking breaking those bricks, we just left them. It wasn't worth breaking them.
No, but now you have 2 locations to remember these names.
I think that's great.
So that's
cool.
Vital.
Well, I put links to everything. So it's 10/10. That's a Saturday.
That's correct.
That's this Saturday.
That's this Saturday.
And it's going to be at 10 o'clock. I encourage everyone to get there 20, 30 minutes early, find parking, and hang out because there's a lot of cool things to see there, especially after the dedication. There's at least an hour worth of checking stuff out at that park.
And the great thing is, not only will we have the firefighters there, fire departments, we are going to have a lot of people there, but the commission's going to be there. So you can have tours, you can ask questions.
Yeah.
It's a great way to learn about not only where we are, because remember, we're a national park. We recognize all veterans from all over, but it's the names. The names belong to a story, and the stories are there, and we would love to show you that.
There you go.
Fire Chief Hostler will be there, Sylvia, myself, and we are
they're
just so honored
VIPs.
to.
We know. We're VIPs.
We want the public to always know that you can come anytime, and if you want to get a tour, give us a call at the office. We don't want anyone to miss touring the park because of maybe a handicap, their age, can't walk around the park. We'll get a golf cart, and we'll take you around, and we'll show you our park.
Absolutely.
And
Well, that's what I told people. It's like even if you're a handicapped dad or something like that, I've seen y'all go above and beyond for those kind of folks. So.
Absolutely.
And
That's the
another
best
thing
part.
about the memorial, we will actually be adding 2 new names to the memorial
Really?
this year that have passed in the line of duty in Montgomery County. So they will be added to the memorial on this day too.
Okay. That's a big deal. All right.
Some of their families might be here as well. So it is a dedication, and always remember we are a memorial, so we are there to preserve not only their name but their legacy.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in. And I put links to all this stuff. That's the Fallen Firefighters Memorial dedication happening this Saturday. It's May 10th at 10 a.m. over at the Montgomery County Veterans Memorial Park, right?
Perfect.
No, there's a C word I'm missing.
Oh, that's the commission.
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 I'm going to get it. But it's a park. It's huge.
The
It's
commission
awesome.
maintains
Just
it.
look it up. We'll put links to it. 10 o'clock this Saturday. Get there a little early. And then, guys, thank you so much for taking the time in the morning to come in. It's a pleasure to meet y'all.
Thank you for having
And
us.
thank you for being a
having us.
firefighter. You too, Sylvia. Thank you. I want to see. Do you have a picture? Is there a picture you could show me later of you and your husband together?
I actually have a picture. I'll get it off my phone. Many years ago at the Lone Star Convention Center, we used to do a sunrise ceremony. And back then, Congressman Kevin Brady would join us, as well as some other elected officials and fire departments. And put chairs out. The convention center would help us put chairs out and a couple of tables and lead in a prayer. And
okay. Well, I just want to see it. I think that'd be a really cool picture. But side note, did Kevin Brady move to Hawaii or something? I haven't seen or heard from that guy
recently. He has a library being named after him.
Okay.
He's retired.
I know he's retired, but like I have not heard
over.
one thing from him, and I'm like, I wonder if he moved to Hawaii, because that's what I would do. But thank you guys. This is Mornings Lone Star. Don't forget, if you ever want to be a guest on the show, just reach out. irlonestar.com. We are Montgomery County's community radio station on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. We are a nonprofit, so if you want to support us, we're always looking for sponsors and donations. So just look us up at irlonestar.com. We're going to get back to the music. Thanks for tuning in.